What's going on, y'all? Hey, so listen, here at the Casa LowBuck, we like to do what we can with leftovers. Saves a lot of money, a lot of leftovers go to waste. And you don't want to eat the same thing every night. So why not try and repurpose your leftovers into something different, but yet still good? So tonight, what do we got on board? We've got leftover pizza from last night. Yeah, we splurged. We've got dehydrated milk. We've got powdered cheese sauce. And we've got elbow noodles. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a gourmet mac and cheese. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we have here is we're taking off the toppings of the pizza. This was a bacon, mushroom, and pineapple no sauce pizza. And we're just going to try and get all the goodness off of that, and that'll get tossed into the noodles once the noodles are done. So we're picking and picking, trying not to get too much bread, trying to avoid the bread as much as possible, because we're going to utilize that a little bit later. Matter of fact, here we go. Now we're just going to start tearing up the bread into basically crouton size, if you will. I think this was probably or coming up, you'll see one of my mistakes. I end up throwing this in the blender, and I think I should have just left them big like this. I think it would have tasted a little bit better. But let's go ahead and move on and see what we got. Alright, there's the final. Oh, stop it. There's our final bread. It's going in the boiler to crispify. We got our water going. Gonna throw in some noodles. Yeah, the handy old little knife. Let's throw some noodles on the floor, and then the rest go in the water. Now in the water, I did throw a little vegetable oil in there, just keep them from sticking together. And I never really measure when I do noodles. I just kind of eyeball it, and usually works out pretty good, as you'll see with this batch. So let's get it stirred up a little bit, I guess, and then let's get the lid on her, and let's let that go. Alright, take a peek at the bread, give that a little toss. You want to keep it moving around so that it doesn't just burn and you get, all sides. Ideally, you'd want to just let this sit out overnight or something like that and just harden by itself, but this works. This gets the job done. So now, oh God, the travesty: never cook on an empty drink, folks. That will never work. Alright, so here's how the noodles turned out. Look at that. How's that for just about, actually that is perfection on the waterage, because if you don't have enough water, then they're just going to sit in there and burn it. Now that's hot, 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 and tastes good. They're done. Let's move on. Stop with that thumb. Okay, let's toss in them toppings. These are the pizza toppings. We're going to throw those in there, give it a good stir. Now at this point, we've got it off the heat. The heat's turned off. The noodles, I don't rinse my noodles. You should never rinse your pasta. It takes away all the starch and all the goodness. But there's still enough heat, but not enough toppings for what I want. So get you some. BC Truck sent me this Cajun seasoning, and we used it on some little flat steaks the other night, and it turned out really good. So I actually sous vide those the way I showed in the previous video, but we tossed some in here, and it really helped. I don't know why I'm showing this, but you all know how to make mix and drink milk. We don't keep milk in the house because we just don't drink it, so powdered milk's the most cost-effective way of doing it. So I don't really measure again, but I get the job done. Mix that up because you're going to want some moisture in your noodles to break down the powdered cheese sauce. So get that going, and here's where I think I made my biggest mistake. I should have left those as they were, because one, my blender sucks, and I had a hell of a time getting them ground down to the consistency I was looking for. But I eventually do, and you'll see that. But I should have left them the size they were. They would have laid nice and flat across the top of the noodles, and probably would have been better. This powdered bread that I ended up with basically kind of drove itself down into the noodles, so it was a little mealy. Kat said she really loved it, but I wasn't happy with it. So I would recommend not doing this part, especially if you have a blender that sucks like this one does. So here we go. Here we've got our noodles, and let's toss in some milk, and we're going to throw in our cheese. Let's just splash it everywhere. Good job there, dummy. Just a couple good tablespoons of cheese should do it, and mix it thoroughly. I ended up having to add a little bit more milk because there was so much noodles. Took a bit to get it mixed in there, but once it did, came out real good. So we got our pan, and now we're just gonna lay the noodles in there and get them all flattened out and looking nice and neat and fancy. Go ahead and scrape that out. Got a little cast iron. And once those are all level and even, let's get our bread in there. Now you want to be real careful and do this very gently, so you don't. Oh no! Well, we all saw that coming, didn't we? Let's rethink about how we're going to do this. So you can see by the consistency of the bread or the texture that it is just going to dump all the way down through. So here, once I've got all the bread on, threw it in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. After that, I pulled it out. I did decide to throw a little cheese on top. We're going to throw that into the broiler for just a few minutes, and that doesn't take long at all, just to kind of crisp up the top a little bit more. And that's what we end up with. Came out good. Okay, so now the final test. What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
Looks like it's mac and cheese.
Oh, she's pretty close.
You taste it?
Yes.
Probably hot.
What do you
Burn my
think?
face off.
What? You gotta speak up.
Let me taste it first.
Is it good?
Yes. Nice flavor.
I haven't tasted it yet either.
Better than my mac and cheese. Taste bacon.
You can taste bacon? That's what you call repurposed leftover pizza.
Mac and cheese pizza.
I made this with leftover pizzas. Or a pizza.
Good.
Alright, y'all. That's how you live on a budget. Make the best of what you can. And use those leftovers. You can make some awesome stuff with it.
It's awesome.
Talk to y'all later.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome, LowBuck.
Ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down.